I wish I could even list the number of clients who've said to me, Omar, we are tired of sterile classroom sessions. They have their place, but we want something different. On the other hand, they've told me, please, don't take us out into the wilderness and have us go abseiling or scale a mountain cliff. We've done those sessions as well, and they're fun and they're nicely radical, but often we can't translate back from that radical environment to the everyday challenges we have. We need something that combines the best of the hard-bitten, pragmatic work that is often done, sadly monotonously at times, in the standard classroom setting, mixed somehow with some of the excitement and buzz of going out and doing something that is paradigm-extending and precedent-shattering. With that in mind, we came up with what we call the Sensei Leadership Journeys. These are real journeys from somewhere to somewhere. They're adaptive journeys of mind and body and spirit. Some of the journeys have been truly spectacular, like crossing the Sinai together as a team, or going to view the ruins of Machu Picchu. Many of them, however, have involved taking a part of a country and experiencing it through a team going out and moving from one part of that country to another. For example, senior leadership teams going through central Vietnam who have gone farming with villagers. And we were in one of the poorest villages in Vietnam, and these senior board members, these senior leaders, spent a night with a Vietnamese village family with an interpreter. Well, they've preached getting out of their comfort zone, being open to change, adapting, communicating, but here they had to put their money where their mouth was. There was nowhere to hide. There was this rustic, basic environment. There were no handlers, there was nobody to agree with them, and they just had to communicate in the raw. After this elemental experience, very basic surroundings, flooded with the love and welcome of a family that in one way had so little but gave so much. The next morning, around the proverbial campfire when we were discussing company strategies, I can assure you all the BS was gone. Nobody had any tolerance for it. Nobody had any time for it. They had been touched, they had been moved, and they were ready to move their business and their team forward. The aim in these leadership journeys is not only to have private experiences. It is to somehow leave the place we're journeying through better than when we first found it. So with this village in Vietnam, we helped build a drainage ditch for them. So now in subsequent monsoon seasons, their entire crop is not destroyed annually. Their livelihood is protected. In another journey through Langkawi, through the rainforests in Malaysia, we planted reef balls. Reef Ball USA provides molds. And then you pour concrete on them, and you create these reef balls to which you can attach coral and other things, and then you sink them, and it helps to replenish the ecosystem. WHO heard about this, and from our private initiative, they helped provide 100 more of these. So the fishermen and the villagers and the families in that region now have something that will hopefully help not only provide for livelihood, but feed their families and provide them something more of a future because we happen to choose that site for a leadership journey. If leadership is about making an impact, the teams we've taken through there, and subsequent teams, for example, have planted mangroves. Mangroves are a line of defense, for example, against tsunamis. These are ways that we can help the people we are learning from to take a proactive stance for their future. In Turkey, on a leadership journey, we went and painted a school in an impoverished village and let them teach us how to make charcoal. In the midst of these exercises that are usually selected to be holistic to the culture we're passing through and the environment we're moving through, what also happens is that we have in these leadership journeys 5 key conversations. 2 of them are always there. One is about personal disclosure. It's a fun yet invitational way to remove your masks and let people see the essence of who you are, your values, your hopes, but also some of your failures and challenges, but always in a supportive way. always with the eyes of possibility. The second conversation that's always there is the one that happens at the end, where we hold each other accountable, where we tell each other both what we value about each other but what we expect from each other, and these personal commitments and accountabilities are then tracked. The three intermediate conversations are determined by the organization embarking on the leadership journey. We work with you to find, to locate, to distill, to craft three radical conversations that you know you should be having, but for whatever reason up until now have not taken place. Conversations that, if they could happen radically, honestly, courageously, but in a way that affirms people rather than is destructive of people, you know would transform the business. And the leadership journey becomes a context, a backdrop for having these critical conversations, taking these critical decisions, and then deciding collectively and individually to be answerable for them. Not surprisingly, at the end of these journeys, many teams opt to have coaching as a next step, both coaching of the team as well as individual coaches to support people to come through on the accountabilities they've committed to. The leadership journey section in our website allows you to take a little visual tour of these leadership journeys, to read the feedback of people who've embarked on them and to understand some of the thinking behind them. It is an example of what we call transformational learning. Learning that invites you to transform in the act of participating in it, and at the same time transforms you as you have the learning right there and then. The reason we try and help you sculpt the right conversations and partake of coaching in the aftermath is so this doesn't just become another sugar high, a one-time event that stirs everybody's motivation and fizzles out in the clear light of day. A leadership journey is a part of your ongoing actual journey. Any journey that can be ended is meaningless. This is actually designed to help you catapult forward and then make this journey part of your everyday experience. When we can integrate what we do with who we are and what we commit to, that's when leadership becomes real.